on helping people improve upon their public speaking and leadership skills, right? So during the course of this meeting, you will see examples of that. People are going to come on stage like I am doing right now. I am speaking to you. You who are proud public speaking. I've been a member for a couple of years, 6, 7 years, can't remember the exact time. And it has served me very well professionally and personally. So if you want to grow speaking in public and you want to grow your leadership skills, Toastmasters is a place that I can guarantee you would get that experience. But it depends on you, right? Public speaking is not a write what they said. You have to go on stage and practice it, right? And this platform gives you a good way to actually do that. So during the course of the meeting, there are 3 main parts. There is the evaluation portion, there is the prepared speeches portion, and there is the impromptu portion. So the evaluation portion is a portion where we will evaluate how the meeting is going, right? That's each of the role players that played, how they did their role. The prepared speeches, individuals will come on stage and deliver a prepared speech, and that will be evaluated by the evaluation team. And the last piece is what we call table topics, where you'll be called upon to speak impromptu. That's off the cuff, right? So that is this quick summary of how a Toastmasters meeting goes. So now I am going to introduce the next participants in the meeting. Remember I mentioned there are 3 parts: evaluation, prepared speeches, and impromptu. The individual I'm going to call on right now, he is going to be heading the evaluation portion of the meeting. So without further ado, I will call onto the stage CM Richard Guardio. Give me 1 second. I have. As you can tell, TM Richard he's not from Ghana. I know he's not Nigerian, but he's not from Ghana either. Because I know Nigerians are not very friendly with Ghanaians right now. It's not that, we are like siblings. I was trying to find, sorry, 1 second. Without further ado, please let's welcome to the stage TM Richard.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
My name is Guardio Richard, like the Toastmaster of the day presented. I'm not a Ghanaian, like he said. I'm a Nigerian. We and Ghanaian, you can say we are brothers. Because my tribe migrated from Ghana to Ivory Coast, where they established themselves. But they are part of the Haiti tribe also. That's to give you an idea of our history. In the word of Ken Blanchard, he says, feedback is the breakfast for champions. And here in Toastmasters, we truly echo this thought. This is why in every Toastmasters meeting, we see that there is a general evaluator. As a general evaluator, my role is to give a comprehensive feedback on every aspect of the meeting, where we do well and where we could also improve on. So in helping me in this role, I have with me the TAG, I call it TAG team, timer, accounter, and the grammarian. So I'm going to introduce my team to you. For the timer of today's meeting is a supply chain professional currently working in an energy company. Her interests and hobbies are music, traveling, reading. She joins Seaside to improve on her leadership and communication skills. Let's welcome TM Mariam. Okay, she'll be on it, so I don't know.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Please confirm if you can hear me.
We can hear you online.
Okay. Good afternoon. Please, can you confirm if you can hear me in the live audience?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good afternoon, Toastmaster of the day, my esteemed Toastmaster, and our valuable guest. Happy new month. My name is Mariam Adesola Oke. I'll be the timer for today's meeting. As we all know that time is a valuable thing is the most valuable thing a man can spend. So timing is crucial when giving a speech. It is important to both the speaker and the listener. So as the timer for today's meeting, my job is to alert each speaker of the time left using the green, yellow, and red card, which will be projected on the screen. For speech evaluators and table topic speakers, they should limit their speaking time to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I would flash the green card on the screen. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I would share the yellow card on the screen. At 2 minutes, I would share the red card. Then you have 30 seconds to round up your speech, or your speech will be disqualified. For prepared speeches, today we only have one prepared speech, and the speaker has between 5 to 7 minutes to speak. At 5 minutes, I would flash the green card. At 6 minutes, I will share the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I would share the red card. Then the speaker has 30 seconds to round up a speech. I hope all the speakers strive to be within their allotted time. I will be back with my report at the end of the meeting. Without wasting any more time, over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, timer of today. I'm going to introduce to you now our accountant. The accountant is a software engineer who spent most of his free time learning new technology. He loves solving problems, helping people, and reading poems. While he's terrible at composing them, he's an excellent fun. The accountant of today is online also. Okay. So let's welcome our accountant.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you online.
How about in the room?
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Okay. Yes, we can hear you now.
I'm audible now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, Toastmasters, and our very, very special guests. My role as the R counter for today's meeting is to note the use of filler words and sounds by anyone who speaks. So I will listen for sounds like I also listen for overused words like and, so, you know. Speakers may observe short pauses in order to maintain balance and avoid the use of filler words. I will return to give my report when called upon. Over to you, General Evaluator.
You may have noticed it. His name is Bash. I'm going to introduce now the next role player, our grammarian. His name is Olusina Ola Israel. He is the president of the Sterling Club. He is a teacher, and he likes cycling and skating. His mantra in life is driven by appetite. It is out duty to regulate it. Let's welcome our grammarian of today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. A very good afternoon, guests and fellow Toastmasters. Can we hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I would go straight into my role as the grammarian. For every Toastmasters meeting, and it means to capture the complete attention of someone. Other forms of the words would be mesmerizing and mesmerism. A similar word will be to enthrall. So today, as the grammarian, I'll be watching out for the use of the word for the delivering speeches, whether prepared or table topics. I would also be looking out for any grammatical concerns that we think we could improve upon as we go along in the meeting. I'll be available to give my report once called upon. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, Mr. Evaluator.
Thank you, Miriam. Okay, so now I've presented to you my role. I've also introduced my team members, and guess what? I'll come back at the end of the meeting to give my report.
Thank you, TM Richard, for introducing us to your team. And for those that came after my initial introduction, welcome. If you are looking for Toastmasters, you are in the right place. And I am the Toastmaster of today. And the Toastmaster of the day is typically a host. So I'll be your host or your chaperone as we move along during the meeting. As I mentioned, the word of the day is mesmerize. So if you are looking to mesmerize your audience when you speak in public, this is where you need to be. And remember, I mentioned 3 parts of a meeting. The evaluation, you just got introduced to the evaluation team. Then we are moving to the next section, which is the impromptu speaking session. And the individual that will chaperone or lead that part of the meeting is TM Ebrima. TM Ebrima is a finance professional with one of the most dynamic roles in an organization, a CFO. He's an executive, a teacher, a mentor who loves helping others grow and do their best. He, on top of this job of a CFO, he is a husband, a father, a writer, and social entrepreneur. Please, if your hands are free, please make welcome to the stage, TM Ebrima.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
I thought I would have some time, so I didn't know Philip is going to introduce me. It's good to be here. For almost after 2 years, I've not been here, and I have an interesting time at Seaside at Area Toastmasters Club. During my time as president, we never had this opportunity. So we are virtual ESCO team, Toastmasters Club. So once again, let's please clap for the entire Today, my role is very easy. I am like a sub coach or a sub DJ with Jim Phillips. I am playing the role of table topic master. You can guess what table topic does is to help us to improve on our impromptu speaking. I always remember in 2019 August when my boss was supposed to do an event, then he could not make it. Just in 30 minutes, he called me, you have to run somewhere in Echo Hotel. There's an executive meeting, you have to go and present on behalf of finance. So for me, that was a table topic. Whilst I was in the car running, I was imagining, where do I start? Where do I end? Because I was presenting to executives, not even people of my level in terms of grade. But with the Toastmasters preparation, I knew that I had to start with the story. While they were laughing about the story, I was preparing myself to come back to the business. This is just one trick you could use as a topic speaker today. Today is my Mother's Day, or my mother as a team. A very nice choosing topic, because it says my mother. So everything you're going to hear is really my mother. And I think all of us will personalize. It's my mother. It's something personal to you. It's the only thing you have, my mother. I'm not saying James Julie's mother, James Communist mother, but my mother. I'm going to pick guests and table topics as well as Toastmasters for me to come here and speak in 1 or 2 minutes. I will start with the guests who permit me. What's your name, please? The one behind me. You. Yes. Can you please come? What's your name?
My name is
Sue. It's Sue. Zeko. Okay, nice meeting you, Sue. My name is Ibrahima, once again. So is this your first time in Toastmasters? Okay. Wonderful, you will enjoy it. They are very friendly. When the clap, they give you love note. Please take note, give her a love note as is delivering her speech. So today we are talking about my mother. I'm going to ask you a question, but I'm going to imitate my mother. But I want you to talk from your mother as in my mother. My question to you. Okay. I will help you and your friends will let me come close. So I want you to just give a short speech expressing to us how you appreciate your mother. For me, how I appreciate my mother. Just 1 to 2 minutes, how you appreciate your mother. The floor is yours.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sue. I'm from Madagascar. I came to Nigeria a few weeks back. I've been invited by TM. So I'm happy to be here. I'm a mother of 3 kids. My mom is in Madagascar. So now, like 3 years, I couldn't see her because of the COVID and professional reasons. So, keep in touch, and she keeps calling me. Fortunately, with Messenger, we can see each other. I really appreciate the fact that maybe sometimes when you are away, attention is given much to you, maybe to those who are next to her. But I feel that I'm close to my mom. She really, I feel she wants to see me. But the fact she was taking us up level was a great was a big effort for us, like because our dad passed away. But then that so she was part of everything, during all the mother and father aspects. So I appreciate what my mom constant support. Yeah, childhood up to now, she's still there behind us to say, mom, this is kids, this is what we do, this is what
very much. Thank you very much. Sue. Wonderful one, and you said something I could connect with. I remember when I also moved out about 11 years ago, I moved in my country since I moved out to Nigeria. Sometimes I feel like my mom is so close to the others than me, but I've not been there. So sometimes it do happen, but I'm so he still love the way you describe it. Thank you once again. Please don't forget to give her a love note, it's a full feedback, and there will also be another feedback here later in the day. Thank you once again. Please clap Sue. Now I want to look for a volunteer, a Toastmaster. If you don't want me to call you, okay, great. I have somebody at the back. Okay, TM John. Clap TM John. So TM John also is my official mentor in the Toastmasters journey. And for many people, my own is official, because I know some people say their mentor is not their official mentor. Just to be clear. For TM John, I want to ask you a question. It happens to me, and I believe me. And I want to compare notes. How do we appreciate our mothers? Maybe some people want to learn something. There's a kid here. Maybe you want to take something from us. Thank you very much.
I'm only shaking him because when it's your mom's birthday, what do you think you can do to appreciate her? I actually want to get suggestions. When is your mom's birthday? What can you do to appreciate her? Suggestions. Show of hands, suggestions.
Nice gift.
Like what? Nice gift like what?
I like it.
Trad, yeah, she likes trad. Anyone else?
My mom, when she was alive, cash, only cash.
Cash, yes. And then a number of us, we know that our moms like cash. And the reason I started with when it's your mom's birthday, what she do is because tomorrow is actually my mother's birthday. And a nice way to figure out what to do for your mom is to ask questions, the way I just did, especially from her. But I do know that my mother is like Bill's late mother, she loves cash. So that I've already sent a bit of it. But what we're going to do tomorrow, because there are 5 of us in the family, but only 3 siblings here in Nigeria. We'll get cake, we'll get food, and oh no, I've already sent the cash. I've sent the cash, don't worry about that. And hopefully we'll get together and prepare her food that she actually enjoys. I happen to have 2 kids. My sister has one, the one that is here, has one and one on the way. Bring the grandkids together, bring the children together, and let me just put this aside. My mother has been watching the grandkids like one mother. She goes to pick my sister's child, she takes her to school, she babysits her, for having us together, just appreciating her, not saying, oh, please go and watch them so I can sleep. Isn't that different? Mothers, isn't that different? It's absolutely different. So a great way to appreciate the mothers, ask your mother. If you don't know, then send her cash or ask people like this wonderful audience here at Toastmasters. The Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Tim John. You're talking about cash, so that means if your mother is a 21st century mother, you talk about Bitcoin as well. So they want to save money in Bitcoin, so you can think about Bitcoin too and save it for them. But that was a wonderful speech, Toastmaster John, and he gave some guidelines there which I thought people are writing. But again, give Toastmaster John some love notes as in feedback so that he can see or learn where he can improve on. I believe we still have more to take. So the next one, I'll pick a guest again. I like to do some form of gender balance. So I'll go for lady again. Okay, if I pick you up. It's a guest, huh? Can I please speak in? Please give her clap.
All right. Roundabout. What is roundabout? Because you go so for law school. Go so for law school.
Sorry, TM Adora, can you help mute your mic?
Thank you, guest Maduada. My question for you today is about how we can help other people's mother. Sometimes we look at our family, we so love them and care. But sometimes we see in the community, there are social issues where mothers are involved. What can we do to help other people's mother outside our home? Maybe share some tips on that.
Okay, if you talk about that, meaning that they are late,
No,
their mothers are sick.
they are still alive. It can be any of them. But just to help somebody else's mother. Thank you.
We all have mothers, and that does not mean we shouldn't extend our love to other mothers. How we can do to assist or to help them? We can invite them to our own homes. For me, I can say, okay, let me invite this today's mother home, prepare a meal, and then find the children will be there. You know, for mothers, they like playing with kids. So once the kids are there, they'll share stories and then we enjoy, not just the kids, they can even myself enjoy the stories and then we bring out the meal or eat. And then apart from that, we also make a prayer together. That's one. Then for two, not a mother, another thing we do very well is going to the market, I would prepare the meal. Like my own mother, if she comes to visit, for me, it's a holiday. You know, she just tell me, don't worry about the market. Even at times, she tell me, don't worry about the cooking. So, so long as I've invited a mother, another thing I would like her to do, you know, or suggest to her is, you mind going to the market? If she says yes, then fine by me. So we can go to the market together, we'll buy food stuff, and then I'll get her a gift. You know, we women will like gifts. So apart from the food stuff, I also get her a gift because I invited her over. So she can't just come to the house after staying and then saying hi and probably giving her food, and then I'll tell her good night. No. So I'll just get her a gift. But while getting the gift, I wouldn't let her know that I'm actually getting the gift, you know, for her. So I'll just get it and then go back home. After every other thing, I'll present the gift to her. And that should be.
Thank you very much. I will now move to our online guests. We have not forgotten about you. So I have a name here, Jonathan Ayodele. Can you hear me? Jonathan, are you online?
Yes, I'm online. I can hear you. Good afternoon, sir.
So, Jonathan, is echoing. Is it okay? It's normal. We are always online, so we are not used to it. So, Jonathan, my question for you is, if you are to write a letter to your mom, I'm assuming, or you can assume that you are not with your mom. If you are to write her a letter that you miss her, what would be the content of that letter? In 1 to 2 minutes, what would be the content of that letter that you want to send to your mom that you miss her? Jonathan, is it clear?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much. So, right. Hello, Mom. I really miss you. I miss the times we spent together. Miss the lessons you taught us about being a valuable person and also taking responsibility anywhere you find yourself and trying to help people. Those lessons have proved to be really important in my career and in my life as I try to always find solutions to problems around me for the benefit of everyone. And also, most especially though, I miss your cooking, delicious meals. Right now, I don't really have a lot of local foods to like. I miss your touch of your care and your love and your priority for your children and the values that you instill in us that were very, very useful, especially in my career as I go about trying to make impact and trying to make a living for myself. I remember sometimes where you would have to give up some things for yourself just to make us feel comfortable and make us feel better, to have the best, to give us the best in education, in life, and also even in the most comfortable and the most uncomfortable positions where would have found ourselves, we still found a way to be that guidance for us. Thank you.
Please clap for her. We still have more time available. The timer is online. That's Marian.
Good afternoon. It's 3 minutes to 2, so and the meeting is supposed to end by 3, so I think we can do one more.
One more. Thank you very much for being kind. Because I have one question, I don't want to go without that one. So I'll pick someone from the hall. Maybe I'll pick a lady. Let me disturb my director. Please forgive me, ma. Thank you very much, ma'am. Mothers plays integral roles in shaping our career, whether we realize it or not. And I know from my side. Can you tell us how your mom shaped your career and the success you achieved? If people don't know, I know you have achieved success, so just tell us how you made it. Thank you.
Thank you. I wasn't planning on speaking today, but he caught me. My mother is a woman who is passionate about helping. She would always give the last clothes on her if it means that somebody gets to have a smile from his or her face. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters.
Good afternoon.
I grew up in a home that was akin to the Fuji House of Promotion, especially during the weekends. But what you realize is practically all the kids on the street will converge in my home. And my mom would never complain. She would make sure that everyone has something to eat, everyone felt at home, and so that was the norm. Every weekend, because we would go to school on the weekdays, every weekend, every Saturday morning, there's always a herd of cakes in my home. She's someone who would go the extra mile to make someone smile. She always pack foodstuffs, take it out and give it to people. You know, sometimes you see beggars on the street, you see people who are homeless. She would always pack food and give to them. And something that she always does is make sure that at least myself or any of my siblings go on that journey with her. And so when I started out my career as a helper in the university, I would always go the extra mile to make sure that someone else achieved his goal. Now I work in a financial institution. Something that I do is make sure that each time there's a new staff, show the person the ropes, not because anybody has asked me to do it, because I knew that if I don't do that, he or she might make certain mistakes that can cost that person his or her career. So I'll show you the ropes. I'll tell you the shortcuts to getting things done, the persons to watch out for, and how to generally just comport yourself. So yes, my mom helped mold me into the woman I am today. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm better than I was yesterday. That's something I've learned. Kaizen, continuously improve yourself. It's a Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was very strong and it was not a surprise. So as you've seen it, that's the last speaker. I will now call on the Toastmaster of the day so that he will ask for votes as well as the evaluations. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you for that well-run section of the program. Please a round of applause for everyone that came on stage. I know if you're a guest, you're wondering why these people always clapping? Why are they always clapping every time? The whole point of clapping is to encourage people. This is an environment, like I mentioned earlier, if you are serious about improving your leadership of speaking, we do that by encouragement, and clapping for people when they come on stage is a good way to encourage them to feel good. If you haven't come on stage yet, you might not appreciate this, but if you are called on stage, you understand the impact that this can have on your psyche. So that being said, I kind of rearranged the order of events. So if you're looking at the program, you see that we went and we approached the table topics first, where we should have gone to the prepared speech portion. So in trying to rearrange the events, I guess I'll kind of talk you through what the rest of the day will look like. We are going to go, and shortly we'll go into a brief period where we will do guest introductions. We really want to get to know our guests. So during this period, which will be anchored, I guess I'll be the one anchoring that up. Madam President, is it you that anchor it? Guest introductions. Okay, I'll anchor this session where basically we just want to meet you. And it's very simple: who you are, how you heard about Toastmasters, and I guess how the meeting is going so far for you, right? So it's a short session. So I guess we will go right into the session. And after this session, then we will have the prepared speech. This is when someone that worked on the speech is going to come on stage and give a 5 to 7 minute speech. So that being said, I will start from, because I'm right-handed, so let me start from left. I see lots of, here is most kinds, so I'll start from, and this guy's face. So I'm scared of you, bro. I'm scared of you. So I'll start on the left. So as I said, just say your name, how you heard about Toastmasters, and your comment about the meeting so far. So I will assume that you are yes. So yeah, Toastmasters. Madam, we have met you already. But to be honest, I don't remember your name. Maybe if you can just say your name and how you heard about Toastmasters.
My name is Adam.
Adam Madu.
Yes, Madu. I want to know about the program. Please just say it.
How you enjoying the program so far?
I'm trying is it. Good is there. Those that are not used to, I'm very to them.
Yeah, that's why we're here. We're here. Yes, before we move on, please, we need to vote for the table topics session. So let me remind us of the individuals that came on stage. We have Zoe, pronounced correctly? Yes, we have Zoe. Then we have TM John. There's TM John at the back. Remember him. Then Ada, TM Ada, that's why I asked for your name. Then Jonathan was online. Then we have our DTM and area director, TM Chidi. So remember those names? TM Zoe, first lady here, TM John Olumi at the back. Yes, and this, we've been talking about love notes. This is what the sheet where you are supposed to make the love notes. But for now, you are voting under table topics, which is at the bottom of the sheet here, best table topic speaker. So you just put each one of these individuals. So John, Ada, Jonathan, and Chi. Cool. So while we are casting our votes, we can move along with the introduction. So she seems to be writing. I'll give her time to write. Good afternoon. Esther. And how did you prepare about? Okay. Thank your friend for us. Yeah, okay, appreciate your presence. How is the meeting going so far?
I realize it's a learning environment. And
how it's been going. I know
Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Just one second. Are you? Yes.
well,
Personal guest.
My name is Rachel, and
Tell one thing. Your husband loves you. He sent you the link of Toastmaster. Say everything.
He's not a guest.
Just allow me. So, my name is Zachary. I'm a Toastmaster. We call me the prophet son. Welcome, man.
oh, I got our friends and friends.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Cedric.
Yes.
What I do is actually always so yeah, I'm gonna check it out. So far it's doing pretty well.
So I think we made it earlier.
Good afternoon.
So, on the corner. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We have good friends and family. Let me start back here.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
My name is Omiti. I'm a host of the Coffee and Masters ceremony. I got to learn about Toastmasters from a friend. I also read about it from other Toastmasters. It's going for me. I love this place. I love this place. I like it already. So I'm here. So when the thing is over, you need a host, a company, an MC.
I like that. You know, part of what Toastmasters does is bring people together, and when people come together, socialize, and make the best out of it. You're my Toastmaster. Are you here? Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Chief. I'm a banker. I like to call myself a finance analyst. I love what is it?
Good afternoon.
Really nice. Friends who have very and I think just deciding into you be able to present automatically the best.
Thank you, all the physical guests. We will, the online guests, I guess, we'll start from, right now there are 7 online guests. So I'll call your name. If I call your name, if you can unmute and introduce yourself. So I have here Mutid Jamil. Can you hear? They are still Igbo, sha. It can't be like that. Zero. Okay, sorry about the intermittent. Basically, we are trying to meet our guest. So I will, if I call your name, if you can just unmute and introduce yourself, your name, kind of how you heard about Toastmasters. I guess you can add what you do, right? So Jonathan, Ayodele, can you hear him? Can you hear me? Can you guys send a chat? Let us know that you can hear us.
Sorry.
Maybe
Network. We
You
can
can
hear
hear.
you. We can hear
Oh,
you.
you can hear. Okay. Is Jonathan on?
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Yes.
Sorry, yes, I'm trying to do the video.
Maybe you can just introduce yourself.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jonathan Ayodele. I'm a digital strategist, and I heard about Toastmasters from social media. I just searched for Toastmasters in Lagos, and I found out about Seaside Toastmasters on Instagram. I think that was during the pandemic. So I'll be following up, and the page seems to be active, and I like the activity. So I'll be following up, and I signed up. So I've been getting regular emails, although I've not been very regular at the meetings, but I appreciate the emails as they tend to remind me of meetings. That's how I found about Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you for that introduction, Jonathan. Who else is here? Ime Basi, can you hear us? Are you still on? Who else is here? Adewale. I think that might be all. Okay. Let's move on to the next portion of the meeting. I think we are having speech. And as I mentioned earlier, a prepared speech is someone spent some time working on a speech and they are now delivering that speech to us. So we have one speech today, and the speech will be delivered by TM Jane. Jane is passionate and resilient. She lives life as positively as possible. She loves to read, travel, listen, and she loves to read, travel, and listen to cool and sweet music. She will be evaluated by TM Komio Ihoa. TM Komio, are you online?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you tell us what her objectives are?
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon once again, dear Toastmasters and our lovely guest. TM Jane today will be speaking from the pathway persuasive influence. The title of our speech is Understanding Conflict Resolution, and the purpose of our speech of our project rather, is for her to develop or enhance our understanding of the steps and strategies to address conflict Also, for TMJ, share some aspects of our experience learning about and conflict. Jane, I'm glad to meet you for the first time, and I can't wait to be mesmerized by your speech. Over to you, the Toastmaster.
Let's give a virtual or give a round of applause to TMJ as she delivers her speech. TMJ, are you there?
Yes, please. Thank you so much, the Toastmaster of the day. Good day, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Happy New Month to each and every one of you. I'm very excited to be here today. The title of my speech is Conflict Resolution Strategy. I could recall a couple of times my mother, blessed memory, always encouraged me to ensure that every conflict I have with anyone is resolved on time. And I should try my best. And she says, my beautiful daughter, always resolve every conflict you have with anyone. Give your best. Whether the other party agrees or not, but just try your best. Fellow Toastmaster and guests, we all know that conflict is regular part of life. I believe everyone here must have had one or two conflicts with anybody, whether at work, in your faith-based organization, whether in your volunteering space, whether in your family domain, anywhere. We all must have encountered some one or two conflicts. And how we handle these conflicts affects the outcome of our negotiation, our business relationship, our organization, and also our reputation. Once upon a time, in my previous organization, way back in Nigeria, Lagos to be precise, one beautiful morning, close to end of month, I was just trying to wrap up all my tasks and to give my monthly reports. I logged into my email, I got several of customers' complaints by one of my colleagues in another department that I should ensure those requests are treated timely within 24 hours. I was so engrossed with my monthly report and I lost track. I didn't get it done. Then a few weeks later, I met my colleague who sent that email to me. She just walked past me as if we were never friends, as if we were never colleagues, as if we never had any relationship together. I even greeted her. Hi, Tokbe. She just slumped. Then I recall that, oh, she sent me an email and I didn't get it done. I was aware. Then I quickly sent an email to her to book an official meeting. Then I explained things to her and I truly apologized. I ensure that my body language matches with my words. I apologized and I also empathized with her and I got it resolved. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's very pertinent that any conflict that we have in our day-to-day life that is resolved on time and is looked into. What is conflict resolution? A conflict resolution is a way for two or more parties find peaceful solution to a disagreement among themselves. Dealing with conflicts in a constructive ways will help maintain business, productivity, and achieve professional results in a fair and open and a transparent manner when you resolve it on time. What are strategies that can help you in resolving your conflicts? There are various steps that can help you in effective conflict management. And the first step is be aware. Conflicts can arise in any time whether in your place of work, in your faith-based community, in your volunteering space, even in your family domain as well, can arise anytime. Knowing this enables you to take steps to effectively manage this conflict. You need to be aware. So for instance, if I'm not aware about my other colleague, I will just be moving on. And that will affect our relationship, affect the business relationship, affect my reputation as well. She might look at me like a snob or someone who doesn't want to help as well. So it's very important for us to be aware. Try as much as possible to acknowledge that. Two, the second step is to be proactive. Prevention and early resolution are the most effective way for conflict resolution, even though that conflict is inevitable. But however, early resolution is one of the most effective way of resolving conflict. The third step is seek to understand all sides of the issue. When you have conflict with someone, don't just take your side, also listen to other parties, empathize, hear them out, because we all differ. The way we think, the way you think is different from the way other party thinks as well, because based of our life journey, we are all different and we are shaped by base of our life journey, what have happened to us in our journey of life. Always seek to understand other sides of the issue. The fourth step is initiate a dialogue, like I did when I noticed that my colleague snubbed me and she didn't respond to my requests. I quickly sent an email to her and make it very official and engage her, talk to her, empathize with her. And the final step is know when to ask for help. In conflict resolution, when you know that you won't be able to handle the conflict, ask for help, reach out to mentors, reach out to your supervisors, reach out to people you think that can be of help so they can step in and handle the conflict for you so it doesn't affect your business, your relationship, and your reputation. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I would like to encourage each and every one of us today in this meeting to sharpen our skills, if we don't have one, in resolving conflict resolution. Conflict happens every day, but however, the way we respond to it, the way we proactively react to this conflict really matters a lot. And also, it's very pertinent for us to use magic words like thank you, please, I'm sorry in our conflict resolution. That also help other parties as well. I'll leave you with this quote by Thomas Crown, which says, and I quote, "The quality of our lives depend not on whether or not we have conflicts, but on how we respond to them." The Toastmaster. We can hear you, Toastmaster. Richard. Your line is, you're muted.
Yeah. Ah, you know you will. No, you can't say that kind of prayer. No, don't do those kind of prayers here. But so we're going to move to the next portion. So remember I said we have the impromptu session, we had that session. We have the prepared speeches session. We just had that. Normally there are 3 or 4 speeches during the meeting. We only have 1 today. Now we're going to move to the evaluation session. Remember I called upon that individual, that Richard, that brought a team. So now I'm calling upon Richard to come on. Oh, sorry, before we leave, remember this love letter. So tell the speaker what you liked about what they did. So that is Jane and any of the table topics individuals that came and spoke. Say what you liked about them and what you might want them to improve upon. This environment allows us to share. Everybody has an opinion, right? It's not just one person evaluating, but is just the environment that we have here is a community environment. So that being said, I'm going to call upon TM Richard to take over the meeting and introduce us back to his team so that they can give their reports. TM Richard.
Yes. Okay, so back again. We are going to evaluate the speech that just happened. So I'm going to call on the evaluator, Tian Comillo, if you can give us the evaluation of this.
Okay, I can go ahead. Speech rather. Okay. All right, thank you very much, TM Jane. Thank you for your speech. Let me first start with what I liked from your speech and how I was mesmerized. I loved your background. I mean, you came to Seaside Toastmasters Club and then you used the Seaside. What a lovely thing to do. And then I liked your vocal variety, the way you introduced your speech. I mean, our theme today is my mother, and then you started with the counsel and the advice your mother gave you. And then you added vocal variety. It sounded, I almost felt as though your mother was talking to you by the side, just as the way you displayed. You started with a story. Of course, story connects with people. Story compels people to want to follow what you are saying, and you started with that. I felt that was fantastic. You highlighted the strategies that we would use in addressing or resolving conflict. You said the awareness that we should be proactive, seek understanding of all sides, and then initiate a dialogue. And of course, when we need help, we shouldn't hesitate to ask for help. That was great. And I liked your story in that it is something that we would we encounter every day. So, but what I feel you can work on is that you clasped your hand many of the times, just like this. One could see it. For many of the times, at the point where you feel you gesticulate, you can go ahead and do that. Also, at the end of your speech, you gave a quote by Thomas Krohn, fantastic quote. But however, who is Thomas Krohn? Is he a Nigerian artist? Is he a German mechanic? Who is Thomas Krohn? So your speech was great, and I believe that you addressed the objective of this project. Thank you once again. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Comillo, for this evaluation. So, like I said in the beginning of this meeting, the bottom of it. So, dear Malik.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
Like the Toastmaster of the day mentioned, in Toastmasters, we help each other develop our communications and leadership skills. And one of the segments in our meetings is give feedback to some of the speakers that have that came up here and speak, right? So I'll give feedback to the speakers in the table topic segment, right? That's the impromptu speech. I'll start with guest Zoo. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. And thank you very much for accepting the invitation and also walking up to the lectern to actually answer the question from the table topics master. I like the fact that you're very confident. You came up here, accepted the challenge. Not easy really to come up here and look at mesmerizing eyes, you know, that are actually looking at you. And you were very focused here. I like the fact that you were cognizant of the online guests. So you engage both the audience here and the online guests. I think that's a very good point. I also like the fact that you answered the question that was asked by the topics master. What I would have loved to see you do more was to engage more with you. Maybe ask questions, let them respond, let it be some kind of interactive. And also maybe use of hand gestures. Talking, use hand gestures, that also actually helps engage. But overall, it was a good speech and well done. Please let's give a resounding round. The next person I'll be evaluating is Toastmaster John. Really, I struggled really actually. And I saw him came up there like yes, this is a tough one because it's always difficult evaluating Toastmaster John because he is that good, right? Right. So I'll just say, well done, Toastmaster John. You walked up to the lectern with confidence, right? You actually greeted everybody. You also ask questions, right? Questions help you engage. He asked questions, and he also answered the question asked by the table topics master. He was asked how to appreciate, your mother, and he said tomorrow is his mother's birthday. I think he just chanced us. Actually, the one he's gonna give is his mother, and that's a good one, right? He answered the question by saying that you want to appreciate your mother, right? Maybe ask questions, ask and get feedback, and that will help you. And overall, I'll say well done, and please let's give a round of applause. Next is guest Ada. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Also, thank you for answer the question from the table topics master. I like the fact that you answered the question, and I also like the fact that you were very confident when they asked you to come on, didn't hesitate, and was able to walk up here and speak. Coming here actually means you overcome something, and that is fear. Fear is one aspect of the feelings that we have in speaking in public. Most people will shy away from it, but you really overcome that and come up with like this. I think you were also facing a lot, right? You faced a lot, and it's always good to face with purpose. In Seaside, in Toastmasters, actually advise that when you're speaking, you face with purpose. So you want to make a point, face, and make that point stand, all that. What I would have loved to see more was remove your mask, perhaps, so that you connect more with your audience and you connect more. But overall, it was a great round of applause. Next on is our online guest, that's guest Jonathan. Guest Jonathan, well done for accepting the challenge. And the question to you was to write a letter to your mother, expressing how you missed her, right? And I think you did very well by answering the question and also by accepting the challenge. Like I said earlier, when you accept the challenge, you overcome your fear. What I would have loved you to do was to actually stop your camera so that the audience will see you and connect more with you. But overall, it was a great speech and well done. Let's give a round of applause. Last but not least, our area director, Toastmaster Chidi. Toastmaster Chidi, thank you for accepting the challenge and working up to electing to answer the table topics master's question. I think the question to you was how mothers help in building your career. I think you did very well and you spoke with passion, really. Like I was sitting there, I could feel the passion about how you're talking about how your mom helped you in your career. And I think that's a good thing. That answers actually the question that was asked by the topics master. And I would say that you are using hand gestures. Like I mentioned earlier, it helps you to connect with your audience. That's a good thing. And I also noticed you get the audience, right? It was a nice thing when you greet your audience, and that's a good way to break the ice. Just read and then get a response to feel that connection and your audience. And I also like the fact that you ended your speech with even the response to that question. You reiterated the question. So overall, I'll say thank you and well done for that speech. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this evaluation. And I'm going to call my team to give the report. The timer.
Good afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon to everyone who has made it this far in today's meeting. Please, before I give my report, can we give all our mesmerizing speakers a big round of applause? Thank you all for your mesmerizing speeches. So we are almost at the end of today's meeting, and everyone made my job so easy by keeping to time. So I would start with the prepared speech. TM Jane used a total time of 7 minutes 20 seconds. Then moving on to table topics, guest Zoe used 2 minutes 3 seconds. TM John used 1 minute 59 seconds. TM Ada used 2 minutes 6 seconds. Jonathan Ayodele, who I think is a guest, used 1 minute 46 seconds, and our DTM Chidi used 2 minutes 30 seconds. I particularly liked the way TM John answered his table topic question. I learned something from that today. I look forward to the future mesmerizing meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for this feedback. I'm going to call also the accountant, Jim Bashi, give his feedback. Jim Bashi, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for inviting me back to give my mesmerizing report. Unfortunately, there were moments where I couldn't hear the speakers clearly, and there were some I couldn't hear at all, either because they were far from the mic or network glitches. But for the ones I have, the ones I was able to capture, I'll report. Toastmaster Philip, Obi, Toastmaster Jane, Toastmaster Ebrima, and Toastmaster Miriam. They all did very well. I did not hear them use any filler sound or words. Toastmaster Komio used the sound once. Toastmaster Ricardo, the sound twice. Toastmaster Palmalik used the sound too many times I forget to count. And he also overused the and word. The guest Jonathan, I had the speech because he gave that online. I was able to capture him use the and sound about 8 times. So that's all I have for today. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Sorry for the technical issue also that made you not hear everything. I'm going to call on the grammarian, TM Olu Israel.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. Okay, for the word of the day, mesmerize. The TMOD used it once. TM Komio used it twice. TM Miriam, or the timer, used it 4 times, a lot of times in our report. Then TM Bashir used it once. As far grammatical errors, I didn't observe any grammatical error of notes worth flagging. Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. I believe my job for today is done.
Thank you, Camillian. So before I also give my feedback, I would like everybody to also clap. For the feedback, I can say the room was well arranged when we came in. The beginning was already, everything was already put in place. The equipment were already in place also. The meeting was also more relaxed in the presence of our children. They were playing around, so it was more relaxed, giving us a sense of. All our guests also were welcomed and they were engaged. The roles were well explained by our team members. And the timer also displayed a card very well. The Toastmasters introduced the meeting briefly. It was clear. The segue between the speeches shows that the table topic master and also the Toastmaster of the day were listening very well. Our guests participated in the meeting. And I like also the introduction of the table topic by table topic master, whereby he was giving an example of his boss calling him on impromptu to stand on his behalf. And this was very well, was clear to all of us how we can apply the table topic. And what can we improve on? The meeting started a bit late, you can say 5 minutes late. We came earlier, but I can say the technical issue that happened, because we're having many technical issues that were disturbing the meeting. The Toastmasters use his experience to cover it by engaging the audience. So this is recommendable. And I was mesmerized also to see that be able to improve on that. Next time we should use it. 4, and everybody kept the time, so full meeting. Toastmaster, want to hand over to you.
Thank you, TM Richard. Did we enjoy ourselves today? Did we enjoy ourselves today? Yes. And I said for the guests, this is a I know sometimes when you, but I can tell you one thing for sure. When I first came to, the reason why I came to Toastmasters was when I was in business school and I was asked to present in class and nothing came out. I don't mean like I said A, B, C, no. I mean like I stood in front of the class and nothing came out. I couldn't utter anything. So that was when I decided to find Toastmasters. And obviously, that was a couple of years ago, and I'm way past that. People call me to give presentations, and most of my job, I do strategy and sales operations. I literally run meetings all day. So I'm very comfortable talking. You wake me up at night, anytime. But like I said, speaking is a continuous thing. You really have to come and speak. You can go to many training classes, many can pay thousands of dollars. By the end of the day, if you do not speak, you will not really get better. You have to come on stage and speak. And my time here is fast spent. Where is our president? That's good. In Toastmasters, we clap our president, unlike I don't know, unlike
I see what you're doing here. You're shading somebody. I will not mention the person's name. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good afternoon. I'm sure we've had fun today. If you have, please, can you just show yourself? I'll be sure that at least you are doing something right. All right. Thank you very much. So before I start, I'd like to welcome our division director. She's the Oga of the Oga of the Oga of the Oga. So please help me welcome our division director, Toastmaster. Good afternoon once again, everyone. Good afternoon. Please don't be mesmerized. When she said the Oga of the Oga of the Oga, she meant from the bottom. You know, when you're the Oga from the bottom, you know what that means? Who knows what that means? Who knows? You're the servant. When you're told, go here, you go. When you're saying, oh, please make sure you go. You don't have a choice but to show up. I'm excited to see the number of guests we have this afternoon. And just like Toastmaster Philip has said, the difference between Toastmasters and the regular workshop is you get to do, you learn by doing. You know, he said that you can pay thousands of naira, thousands of dollars. You hear very fantastic speakers do trainings. And after it's done, it's as though, oh, really, how do I go about this? So that's the difference between the theory and the practice. In Toastmasters, you learn by doing. You watch people, you hear the feedback that is given to this people, and you incorporate it. Because every feedback that has been given here today is not meant for just the speaker or the role player or the person it's directed at. It's for everyone. You get to listen because you've watched that person do it. So you see people come up to the stage to speak, they get feedback. You watch them speak and then you heard the feedback that was given to them. You can tie it and then you can begin to do. So don't be concerned, don't be worried. Oh yes, they're fantastic speakers. Yes, we all started somewhere. It said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with what? With a step. So if you take a step and you take another, the important thing is make sure you don't stop. Because the moment you stop, you have to find the strength to start again. And sometimes it's harder to restart something that you started and stop. Now, when you just take on that challenge, just keep walking one step in front of the other, when you realize that you get better. And if you did this with an agile mindset, you just realize that it's little bit of increment, one step at a time. You cannot become a master. Even those of us that have been in Toastmasters for so many years, we are not masters. That's when you hear feedback, there's always the recommendation part, something that person thinks you can do better. And the beautiful thing, one thing that a Toastmaster will always want to hear is feedback, especially the recommendation part, because you know that's the bit that will help you do better. That's the bit that you can take, incorporate into yourself and be better. And Toastmasters is not just for public speaking, it's not just for communication. There's a leadership part. Even in your pathways is the educational Toastmasters program. There's the communication bit, there's the leadership bit. You can take on roles, even in the pathways, you're assigned tasks, take on projects. You actually have to carry out projects end to end and then come back and give feedback. To give you a report on your experience. How did you start? What did you set out to achieve? Did you achieve it? What were the challenges? What did you experience? When you do these things, you find out that you're not just growing yourself as a person. You begin to impact other people. Take Toastmaster John, for example. A lot of people in Toastmasters call him their mentor. When Toastmaster Ebrima was claiming ownership, said he was his official mentor. Because you see, so many people would say Toastmaster John is their mentor. Not because he was assigned to them as a mentor officially, but because they've looked at him and like, okay, this person is doing something right. I want to be able to do this the way he's doing it. And all you need to do is make contacts. And if that person is available, he or she takes you on. The Toastmasters is a community. It's a platform. It's all positive vibes. We'll tell you that it's a positive environment that what gives you the skill and gives you the platform to grow. There's zero criticism. There's zero judgment. Even when you think you're not doing anything right, there's something right in what you're doing. So don't be dismayed and don't be concerned that, oh yes, I can't do this. Start. When I started, I used to be someone that speaks very fast. Like if I speak here some 4 or 5 years ago, you probably will not even take one word out from what I have said. But constant practice, reaching out to people, giving speeches, and just eliciting feedback from members has helped me transition into the person I am today. I'm not there yet. There are a lot of people who are better speakers, better communicators, better leaders. And what that does for me, it's a milestone that I want to achieve. I know when I get to that milestone, there is something else I want to achieve. So you just keep climbing, you keep growing, and you keep being better. I try to live by a mantra, the Kaizen mantra, continuous improvement. You can never be the best version of you unless you put in the work. And the way to be the best version of you is making sure that the next minute, you're better than you were a minute ago. The next day, you're better than you were yesterday. Knowing that you are your own challenge. You're not trying to match your lifestyle with somebody else. You're not in a competition with anybody except yourself. What you can do is see something someone else is doing or someone else is good at and try to incorporate that into yourself to be better. So feel free to come on board. Know that once you're a Toastmaster, you're a Toastmaster. If you belong to any Toastmaster club, you're free to attend the club meeting of any Toastmasters club. I'm not a member of Seaside Toastmaster, but I can come to Seaside and enjoy the Seaside Toastmasters. I can give speeches here, I can play a role here and get feedback. And then even when you don't get feedback at the end, so you don't get active feedback, you can reach out to members after the meeting. to get feedback from them, to say, how did I fare? What can I do better? How can I be better? Let me leave you with a quote. So this is a quote that has been said by so many persons. The mesmerizing one is Donald Trump, past president of America. He said that when you come and there's a mountain in front of you, there are three things you can do. You go through it, you go above it, or you go around it. But make sure that you don't stop. So whatever the challenge is today, don't let it weigh you down. Don't let it continue to be a challenge. See it as a stepping stone. See it as something that you want to surmount. Give yourself the courage to surmount it. Take that first step. And once you take that first step, if you make sure that you keep one step in front of the other at every point, you'll be better. You'll be able to communicate. People will hear you speak and want to hear you speak again. You'll be able to command yourself. You'll be able to lead a team. You'll be able to manage people. And the interesting bit, or the most important bit, is you will be better for it. You'll be a better version of yourself, and you just keep improving. So thank you for being here, and hope to see you in many more meetings, and hope you become a member eventually. Madam President. Thank you. After that, I don't even know what to say anymore. She has taken like the cake from this meeting. So if you're interested in joining Toastmasters Club, after this, we are going to share with you the process. And John is going to share with every one of us the process that we want to remember, and we can take it from there. So I'll start. Usually after every meeting, we usually do a vote and decide who's the best speaker, the best speaker, and they usually get a bit to tell them that you have done very well. We are proud of you. So for today, we only had one speaker, which was Toastmaster Jane. Automatically, she was the best speaker for today because she was the only one that did. If you can hear us, congratulations. I'll send you your award for today's meeting. Then also for our best evaluator, we only had one evaluator as well for the best speech segment, which was one that we all heard from Toastmaster Jane. And the best evaluator for today is officially Toastmaster. Come here because and for our topic segment, please can you help me with the people? For our best topics for table topics for today, as we all heard, we had fantastic speakers today. Some people are speaking for the very, very first time in Toastmasters. And I won't waste any more of our time. The best table topics for today was none other than our division director, Toastmaster Chibi. Congratulations for being titled. Glad to have you. Thank you. Okay, our next meeting will be holding next week, Saturday. So the same venue, the same time. If you come to Upper City and we are not here, we'll most probably be in Lavender Hall. And if you come to Lavender Hall and we are not there, we'll most probably be here in Upper City. So just call the number on the banner that will be shared. If you share an email with us, we'll send an official email with you, the phone number that you can call in case you have any difficulty getting to the venue. And by the powers that have been invested upon me, not invested upon me, invested upon me, I call this meeting to a close. Just to remind everybody, we have cake and sweets at the back. If you're interested after the meeting, please feel free to join us to celebrate today's success of today's meeting. So enjoy the rest of your week, the rest of your day. See you next week.
Yes, interested in knowing how to become a member, you first come here, please. Those interested in becoming a member of Seaside or Toastmasters, just book here. The rest of us, there's cake, refreshments, something that looks like chocolate. I'm not sure it's going to go, but you can just dive in there, go ahead. It's free for everyone.
I believe I checked it there. Remember, last year, sure.
If there's anyone else that wants to know about becoming a member, please come here. I'm going to make the assumption that that's all. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. I know some of us will be very, very since you're here, I would like to think that there's some impact that's had. Becoming a member is quite simple. You are going to confirm your email addresses. I think everyone here has names. So make sure that you're ready. I'm going to send you an email. It has to come for you to fill the amount of the pay. You remember $10 and $10,000. $90 is actually for annual, but for you remember this, which is why you pay for that. Or Seaside on that $9,000. Let me go to a different organization. Also that number, $200, $50,000, about 4 sides. For this one is $110, $10,000. That's the process. Once you confirm, send an right away. Decide it goes and you can just come up here. And you go, if you think you job, decide, Toastmaster. Once you give the speech, but let me say something. Toastmasters is helping this. It means you can pay, and for that entire year, they pay and everything is being your first year. I'm not sure why. However, you can pay, and by next year, give a speech and they will up to you. But if you want to get value, you go up there and play role. I'm a bit different from I believe you become a master in kind of and you do have some I believe that just as a master students. This question. This is an example of someone that has paid for 1 week. So once you're paid, rather, the pay is high. They're going to send you an email about your password, have access to online password. Everything now is online. I'll let you some time. People that get switches, trade codes, have access to that. There are several based on your need right now, you choose one and you start doing that one. And I recommend just sign up for something. Any other questions? Yes, sir. Targeted at things that we are actually trying to now in this century. These are certifications for our students. Once you pay membership fee, have access to that. Any part you want to do now as I think also. We have access to allow us to be register, I send you an email, give you access to that into the online. He asked, are we going to pay to a Naira account? Everything is actually the treasurer is on here. Can you hear what he's saying?
Sorry. I'll say you can actually pay two ways, right? You can pay annually, and then you can pay semi-annually. As he mentioned, annual subscription is $90, right? Semi-annual is not. So you have the option to pay annually or semi-annually, and it's one like university, right? You have two semesters. First semester is and the second semester starts October, end of March, end of April. Right? So you have two semesters. You can either pay for one semester, right? And for both semesters, it's $90. For one semester, it's $5, right? Including what is Seaside. And the question about big error, and most people get paid. We want to pay in dollars. We have a dollar account. We have two accounts. Dollars. I hope that answers.
Any other question? And by the way, if you're done, if you're okay, feel free. It's not rude to just stand up. Everybody is done asking. You can just stand up. But please make sure we have your email. Toastmaster is big. Please can you get that list? We want to ensure that emails are absolutely. She has a beautiful question. Abigail asked a beautiful question. Said if she's still undecided, can she still attend meetings as a guest? Absolutely. Please, how many times have you attended meetings? She has attended twice. You can attend 100 times, 300 times, 500 times. And I do recommend visiting as many clubs as you want to. So you get an idea of the culture. You might not like it. Maybe you feel they're too old, too young, whatever. You might not like that's fine. But there are some other clubs you may like. And it will not be wise to join the club that you might like. However, any club you join, you can actually go to any Toastmasters club around the world. But I recommend joining the club you have to like to people in your club.
Okay, so
the advantages of being a member. A member is actually being trained. You're not having you're not doing training. Speeches, come as a mentor, mentor, leadership program. You're not being trained. You are getting some things like getting paid here. You're getting tips, laudable tips that you can use immediately. We're not training. You actually go through a proper training process when you're a member. How? Pathways, like I mentioned earlier, we have pathways here. Over 11 pathways that you should at your pace. Everything is online. So you go through those pathways, develop yourself, access it. My apologies, you raised your hand before. I don't know. Okay, you can leave. Okay, no problem. That's fine. No rushing anywhere. We have time. So that's it. When they Toastmaster, we really need that list. And if we don't have it, maybe we'll get another.
Yeah, just to add to the right, this is the response. She mentioned example of this country. Like for me, I showed presentation master. I was learning yes.
And these are like what you learn. Go online and then subscribe and then level one, then you have 6 tasks that you need to complete level one. Once you do that, that will help you. For example, I mean, presentation of math tools, stage, that part will really help. The guidance for modules, assessment from here and pass it. Go online again, learn about what I need to do, practice, and that's how it's done. We don't get statistics. What you get is feedback and opinion. Like I said, there is a practice session from you get awards. Whenever you complete it, you get like a certificate. You get awards and you choose. So what you can everyone else just fill your name and email and we can address those as well. Oh no. You can get your comment here. Yeah. And then you what you want. And you can actually choose for video. Some of us are lost. Yes, so when you go, mentoring, as soon as you join, a mentor when you see someone that you want to be more like, say, I want that person. If you have to go, tell the company is assigned to you, and you can have more than. Yes, both my over both my around 90 years. As long as you're in Toastmaster, you know. Wherever you go, as long as you're in Toastmaster, in fact, let me, for those of you that have like traveling dogs, oh, fantastic, you can use this. One of our directors uses this. Anytime he's traveling to find out what clubs are there. Because the family, you connect. And what tends to happen is, when he says I'm coming to visit, usually you are sent out to people might even try and house, build, you see how you put it down, of course. And I'm just saying, for those of you that are traveling, honestly, and for those of you that for spouses, another way to just I'm being honest. Yeah, it doesn't apply to
Thank you very much.
Which one? The member here. Which one are you? Okay, okay. Oh, I was going to say, where's your friend? She didn't come Send me the email.